What's going on?
Okay, so the round 2 of the PGA Championship about to get underway. The number 1 golfer in the world, Scottie Scheffler. Not Scott Scheffler, Wallach.
I said he was the number 1 golfer in the world.
Yeah,
I don't
but
get
then he
any
called
points
him-
for
he
that.
called
He is so flustered.
My God, is he upset for no reason?
Well, you
All
called him
right.
Scott.
I didn't call him Fred, Rick, or Ralph. I mean, I
What?
called him Scott.
Stop bringing me up on the air.
I'm sorry, man.
Scottie Scheffler
I got my phones ringing. There's a guy in Carolina fit to be tied.
has been arrested. He is going to jail. He has been detained by police in handcuffs.
Like Mark Parento.
After
Going to jail.
that's offensive. Now, there was a misunderstanding
A misunderstanding.
with traffic flow.
I've covered a lot of misunderstandings in my career in the NFL.
Yeah, oh,
Tyreek Hill, a lot of misunderstandings.
This according to Jeff Darlington. A misunderstanding with traffic flow led to his attempt to drive past a police officer going to Valhalla. Now, Scottie Scheffler is scheduled to tee off at 8:48 this morning. So he's getting to the course about 2 hours early, as a lot of these guys do. He's going to warm up. He's going to do all the stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so he wasn't
No, he's
late.
not.
So he wasn't late. So he wasn't late.
Was not late.
Not late. He's just trying to get to the golf course. There was some kind of an accident. It sounds like Scottie Scheffler tried to go around the accident.
Oh, boy.
So Scheffler goes to drive past a police officer to get into the golf course. The police officer attempted to attach himself to Scheffler's car. So he's hanging on to the side of the car. Scheffler then stopped his vehicle at the entrance to Valhalla. The police officer then began to scream at Scheffler to get out of the car. When he exited the vehicle, the officer shoved Scheffler against the car and immediately placed him in handcuffs. He is now being detained in the back of a police car, and we are hearing that he is on his way to jail.
So I said to Hardy, he must have really gone off on the cops. By the way, if a cop is mad enough to grab your car, you're probably in trouble. And that sounds like he kept going. And Hardy, what did you say? Unironically, when I said that, he must have been a dick to the cops.
Not a chance. Scottie's one of the nicest guys in the world.
That's exactly what
Not a
Hardy said.
chance.
He said there's not a chance that Scottie Scheffler did it, his close personal friend. And I said,
Wait,
wait
that's
until
Hardy
they
saying that?
Hardy said that. Yes, he said that. There's
You're not
no
one of
way.
these guys who thinks you really know the athletes, are you? I mean, seriously.
Oh boy.
Well, they're not all pedophiles, domestic abusers, and drug addicts like the guys you cover, Bert. So I mean just a
I'm
handful.
not turning this into a golf. I'm not turning this into a golf versus football player thing. I'm just telling you.
Okay, well,
I said,
Like I will tell you. I will tell you. I would have vouched 1,000,000% for Darren Sharper's character when I was a younger reporter. I learned my lesson.
Sam Hurd was a great guy before he started dealing
Sam
drugs.
Hurd. I swear. For whoever hasn't heard the story, I covered the 2008 Cowboys, which had they had Tank Johnson, Pac-Man Jones, Terrell Owens, all of these guys in this team, right?
Hurd was a really nice guy.
And there's one guy.
Yeah.
There was one guy who was the most godly, moral person in that locker room, the guy that the coaches leaned on, the guy who spoke in chapel to his players, the kind of guy you have the troubled player room with on the road, right? That was Sam Hurd, who turned out to be like an international drug dealer. So
Like tons of drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Like when he says international drug dealer, like a drug importer of real importance, like a Pablo Escobar type.
Can you not understand the difference between guys who are living a certain lifestyle and the nerds who are on the PGA Tour, and understand that there may be a difference in their level of shenanigans off the field and off the course?
Sounds
like
like
these
you
guys are
nailed it, Tim.
these
that's
guys
like, a lot of these guys are jerks, aren't they?
but they're pretty tame when it comes to running afoul of the law.
Like, isn't Mickelson a huge jerk?
Yeah, Mickelson.
Yes.
Yeah, Mickelson
Yes, he
is a guy who helps send
we
one of his
thought
good friends to prison.
We all thought we knew Tiger Woods until we didn't, right?
What about Eugene Robinson when I was in Atlanta and he was the man of the year?
This is an all-time, right?
Well, this is the all-time one.
Yeah.
Is that Eugene Robinson was, I believe, that year the NFL Man of the Year? Not like he did.
I think he had
anything.
just received the award, right? Like,
Yes.
wasn't that why he was? Yeah.
He was a beacon of all that was right and good in the world. Like he is still like a minister. he's a bit of a hypocrite if you want to know. Unlike a lot of these evangelicals. And the night before the Falcons played, it was when they beat Minnesota in the NFC Championship game when Butler missed the kick. Whenever they got, maybe they lost to Denver.
No, they lost to Denver in the Super Bowl. They had just upset the Vikings, who had been 15-1 with it was Moss was a rookie, all that.
Yeah. So the night before the Super Bowl, the NFL Man of the Year goes out and gets caught trying to solicit a prostitute. But Scottie Scheffler, who's going to jail on his way to the PGA Tour event in Louisville, did nothing. Hardy's frantically scrolling the news for some kind of indication for Scottie Scheffler.
No, it sounds like he probably didn't stop. This would be my guess, and according to Jeff Darlington, who was trying to. You said you're friends with Jeff Darlington?
Yeah, Jeff's a good buddy.
All right, well, go after your good buddy who sounds like he was trying to intervene in the situation, and the cop told Jeff Darlington, "There's nothing you can do. He's going to jail."
That's awesome.
So you
That's
think
awesome.
I'm sticking up for these guys? Your buddy Jeff was practically.
Let's not make this personal.
No,
I'm just
throwing
saying.
him-
You
You made it personal. You say you don't think you actually know these guys.
no one you don't though. Like we don't know the athletes. That's the thing. Like and a lot of them. And look, I don't want to say they're all bad. Like there are a lot of them that are genuinely awesome guys. In fact, I always say, like NFL players get a bad rap because 95% of them are really good guys, right?
Yeah,
like most of the guys I've
absolutely.
most of the guys I've come across are awesome. But
Ninkovich, good guy.
But there's like a lot, and there's a lot of guys who have bad reputations who you hang out with them, and it's like, oh my God, like Phillip Rivers. A lot of people at the beginning of his career thought he was a jerk. He's like the best guy. He's an awesome guy, right?
So
I'm just telling you, perception in a lot of cases, whatever the public perception is of a person, like in that realm, a lot of times is false.
Okay, so
a lot of times it's false.
so I will
on
say,
Tiger Woods, it was false forever.
of course, Tiger Woods is borderline sociopath. All the stuff,
Right,
that he
but no
was
one
doing. thought.
thought that in 2001.
Why is he a sociopath? What did he? No, I'm serious. What did he do that was so bad? Except for extramarital affairs, he didn't assault anyone.
No, but he had this like completely second life that he was living.
Yeah, I mean it's not ideal, but I mean it's not. I wouldn't put him like on the same level as Scottie Scheffler.
What is more likely?
I like how he's dressed like a golf dad too, getting hauled off there. Like
I know,
the,
he's just
the untucked
Well,
golf
let me-
shirt, like
should-
the New Balance shoes.
Yeah, there's just Hardy is right when he classifies them as dorks.
Like that, but that is like that looks like the guy who like had a few too many on the course and got pulled over. You know,
Okay, let me ask you what is more likely. The guy who is generally considered to be one of the nicest guys on tour that everybody gets along with. He gets along with everybody. Is secretly this terrible person because we don't know who he really is, or he had a bad moment in traffic trying to get to the golf course and went around a police officer who ended up being a hardo, held onto the side of his car, dragged him out, and put him in handcuffs.
To be honest with you, the chances of the cop in this situation being a hardo are very slim,
Right.
because this is in front of the golf course where they're
having a major
Where they're having a major championship. There's much more. Scottie Scheffler thought that he was a big shot, that he was better. This is what happened.
if Scottie Scheffler did nothing wrong, there are a dozen people driving from the course to get him out of there.
Well, dude,
Like,
look at
and
where
I
he
mean,
got.
I've been around these events with big athletes. Like there are people there that are there, like basically to shepherd these people along. So if anything goes wrong for any of these
Rory
guys,
married
they
one.
spring into they spring into action.
Rory married the woman that drove him around. That's not a joke. I mean, he did. Now they're divorced. Oh my God.
This doesn't get to like I would just say, Hardy, from my experience, this doesn't get to the point where there's like live coverage on ESPN if he did nothing wrong.
I agree because dude,
There's
he
live
gets cleared up in a
there's
second.
I
live
have to say
coverage.
this.
There's live coverage because he's the number one player in the world.
No,
He's going to jail.
but this thing gets diffused so quickly. If he
Yes.
didn't do anything wrong, this thing will get diffused in 5 minutes.
He was arrested at the gates of the golf course, like where everyone is. Like, if anyone was ever going to get off, like I would expect, like someone to intervene for me. It would be like even lowly local radio personalities.
I would say-
you're giving too much credit to the notion that there are people there to shepherd these guys.
I
in.
would
He
say
was
at that-
let me finish, please. He's literally driving himself to the golf course. You don't know who Scottie Scheffler is from the number one player in the world. So you think that every cop worked in every detail, or maybe a guy who got called in because there was an accident out front. automatically knows who Scottie Scheffler is and when his tee time is today and how important he is to this tournament, you're giving way too much credit to the idea that everybody at Valhalla and every law enforcement official knows who everybody is at this
Someone
tournament.
was killed. This was an active
If someone steps in,
Hang on.
Yeah.
Someone was killed. Dan, say it.
Pedestrian killed by a shuttle bus outside the entrance. So perhaps could it have been an active investigation as you're trying to drive around it? You may have impeded or driven into somewhere where the police were doing an investigation where someone was
A
killed.
murder investigation.
It's a shuttle bus.
A homicide investigation. Someone lays dead and Scottie Scheffler thinks he's more important in this mortal plane than the person who died.
I'd say
Scott
the
Scheffler.
best case scenario.
Watch where you're going.
I would say the best case scenario is that Scottie Scheffler was a jerk to the police. Like, I think that's the best case scenario.
The cop grabbed his car and Scheffler kept driving. And look at how he's dressed. It's very, very, very Tony P and DC like. Oh boy, he's really stepping in it now. Scottie Scheffler and all the paraphernalia they're going to find in that Mustang that he was driving.
His wife just had a baby.
Oh boy,
Their first child.
and then the baby's going to grow up in shame from a father.
Some example this sets.
What if he's like, what if the judge is hard? It's 7 o'clock in the morning. There's no judge there to get him out.
I was just going to say, he's sitting there for a while.
Yeah, he's sitting there for a while because everyone's got to. The
He's
judges
not
all got to
exactly
show
bumped
up.
up to the front of the docket because he's Scottie Scheffler.
No, he very well might be, but there literally has to be a judge there. Like,
Yeah.
if you've ever been arrested, you can be arrested for nothing. As soon as they book you, like you're screwed. Like if you get booked on if you get arrested on Memorial Day Friday at 6 o'clock at night, you're not getting out till Tuesday. Like no judge is coming in over the weekends generally to let you out. I mean, I've had friends get arrested and they're just like, it's tough as they're not getting out.
I just got to see if I can cash out this Scheffler bet right now. It's probably off the board. Make a few bucks back on this right now. Oof.
And it's not like he had a long drive, right? Like they all stay on the course, right, Hardy?
I don't know.
It's like a courtesy vehicle. What is it with these athletes getting in accidents, these golfers, like Tiger Woods in California, going to the tournament, going the wrong way down the road? What's going on with your people? Why, Hardy?
I can cash it out.
Come get your boy, Hardy.
Here you go. From Dan Wetzel, a very respected writer. Scottie Scheffler would have ranked number 1 on my list of athletes least likely to be detained by police.
It's like all these white elitists are having it shoved back in their face.
I lost $5. I just cashed that thing out right now.
Good for you. They're not up yet.
Maybe not. I only lost $4.40 on that $25 bet.
okay.
Yeah, so cash out your Scheffler tickets now before FanDuel gets wise. That's what I would do.
Sorry, FanDuel, but we got to do what we got to do.
Oh, I'm sure they're really upset that we're mentioning them. We're using them as the go-to betting app. All right, Bert Breer is here. He is here rallying against the elite, protecting their own, circling the wagons, if you would. Shame. Some of us progressives are way more open-minded about these things. Let them rot, I say.
Hey, if this was
I'm a fan of the police. Thank you very much.
If this was a football player, would Hardy have the same reaction?
I mean, you should have heard him going off against these protesters.
His voice wouldn't have gone up an octave, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You should hear him about this case in Canton. He can't shut up. I'm kidding.
I've seen that.
I'm kidding about that.
If you like that clip, and how could you not? Check out more videos from Toucher and Hardy here. Point slightly up and to the left. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. Point slightly down and to the left. And for the latest from the Sports Hub, download at 985thesportshub.com.